This is KUCR 88.3 FM Riverside. I'm here with your host, or I am, DJ The Irish Goodnight, and these are the founding members of AKA Productions, whose works will be featured in the New Works Festival. Can I get each of you to tell us a little bit about yourselves?
Yeah. Hi, everybody. My name is Ava Fojtik. I am a second-year MFA playwright alongside Aaron and Carly. I am a playwright, screenwriter, and an actress. And I also TA the Intro to Acting course, so shout out to my acting students.
What's the name of your work and your works?
Oh, the name of my work is True 415.
Hi, everyone. My name is Carly Thomas, as Ava alluded to. Also an MFA playwright, also a screenwriter, not an actor. That is Ava's specific talent. And the title of my play that'll be in New Works Festival is Lizzie, a totes woke rendition of Liz Estrada.
Nice. Hi, everybody. I am 1/3 of AKA Productions. My name is Aaron Higareda. I am a second-year MFA playwright and also a dad. Shout out to my kids. Oh, and the play that's being featured in the New Works Festival is The Legend of the Rhino.
Thank you so much. Wow, there's, I'm sure, just hours of things we could say about all of that work. As an English major, I am entirely interested in all of your work, and I cannot wait to see everything that happens at this New Works Festival. But that leads me to a question. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, well, I mean, I've read a little bit about it in the Highlander newspaper, but what is the New Works Festival?
Yeah, sure thing. The New Works Festival is a department, sponsored program that features second-year MFA playwrights and their thesis works. And this year, it's exciting because we have screenplays and plays being featured. And Carly and Ava can tell you a little bit more about that, too.
Wow, thank you, Aaron.
Yeah, so as far as I know, this is the first year that there are screenplays associated with the festival. Typically, because it's meant for MFA playwrights, usually it's theatrical works exclusively. But my script is actually a film script this year, so we're mixing it up.
Yeah, and I think thinking about other MFA programs in the country that have a sort of send-off for their graduates, you know, this is the caliber of the professional work that's going out there. They have our alma mater on their name now. I think New Works Festival really serves as that for UCR, kind of hopefully bragging to the world that Aaron, Ava, and Carly are stepping out on the scene. Check out what they've got. Check out what they've learned at their time here at Riverside.
Yeah, that's amazing. Well, I can't stress enough. I cannot wait. I suppose that makes me want to know a little more about y'all, though.
Mm-hmm.
What should we know about the world of MFA playwrights, just in brief?
It's a quick 2-year program here at UCR, creative writing and writing for the performing arts. And it's a time where we're allowed to focus primarily on our major genre, but we also have the opportunity to explore other genres such as screenwriting, TV writing, fiction, poetry, stuff like that.
Yeah, which I would like to emphasize. UCR didn't put me up for all of this, but that exploration of other genres is certainly unique to UC Riverside. There are some programs that, you know, you come in with one play idea and then they put you in a cave for 3 years and you're supposed to come out of that cave just with that perfect one script. I would say the kind of playwright who is attracted to UC Riverside's program is the one who understands that checking out a poetry workshop, fine-tuning their acting skills, any other facet of their artistry, understands that makes their playwriting even stronger.
Yeah, totally. I think Aaron and Carly covered it pretty well. I think mostly UCR has done an incredible job of supporting us creatively and emotionally for these past few years.
Wow, that's so interesting here that there are multiple genres of work possible for y'all to do here as MFA playwrights. I think that's quite amazing. And that's interesting that that's unique to your program here at this institution. I think folks will perhaps see a lot more of that at the festival. But as much as we are happy about this festival, I want to know a bit about AKA Productions. Right? Which is this thing that, go ahead, fill us in on that.
Yeah. So AKA Productions, oh so cleverly named because we are Aaron, Carly, and Ava, AKA.
That's so clever.
Thank you. We are writers. Is something that we feel, and I would love for my co-founders to speak on this as well, but has kind of been in the air, even if when it wasn't named, as soon as we met each other, week one of year one. And then a few weeks into the program when, the opportunities we were getting through our MFA were great, but didn't quite fill our super duper ambitious appetite for writing new work, producing new work, involving our community and students in everything we want to do. We looked at each other from across the Zoom and realized, like, hey, we have similar ambitions here. We want to hunt down these platforms for not only ourselves, but our collaborators.
Yeah, and together I think AK has done a lot in this past 2 years together. We've made a practice of putting together some kind of a performance almost every quarter that we've been here. So we started with play readings, but we've also had kind of more staged works as well. But yeah, it's been a great way to actually show the things that we're working on to an audience instead of just keeping them in our computers.
Yeah, New Works will be our 4th AKA showing.
Yeah.
Wow, that's so cool. I mean, I love the name. It's so one of the phrases that stuck with me was you said, "We look to each other from across the Zoom." So,
romantic. Yeah.
A very specific genre of friendship forming there, because that sounds like it happened during some of the harder times of being a student at any level.
Yeah.
So that's quite impressive that you've built this beautiful thing out of that hard time, and that it truly is, just like its acronym, from all of you.
Yeah, that's nice, yeah.
Wow, AKA Productions, you've stolen my heart. Well, then I have to ask you all, what influences and creative energies inform and move through either this festival or maybe AKA Productions? Time permitting, maybe both. Also preference.
I think something unique about this festival is that we're the works that will be going up have a little bit of like ourselves within them. It's something like we've developed our voices over these past 2 years, and then just to see that really flourish and to be heard for the first time in front of an audience is something that I'm very proud of from all of us. It's really cool.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know if my fellow playwrights would agree, but I think there's this habit amongst theater people, I say oh so lovingly, that excludes certain kinds of culture as valid. So pop culture, for example, is something that maybe doesn't have a home in something as esteemed as a piece of theater. I feel so grateful that this program and my time with AKA has helped me hone in on celebrating. If I have something intelligent to say about Sex and the City, I get to say it. And I think in this weird way, to celebrate what Aaron said about bringing ourselves to it, that's also liberated me personally to be like, okay, if I can talk about Sex and the City, I can also talk about the corners of myself I've maybe been afraid to think about.
Yeah. Remind me of the question.
That's so Amanda of you. Did I Sex in the City correctly?
Almost. It's like Sex in the Town.
Oh, well, we got close.
In the state, for sure.
Courtship in the Hamlet.
There, yeah.
So I'm always curious about what kind of creative energies are going to inform or move through either the events that people are planning or that the people themselves are feeling.
So the creative energies that are flowing through me.
You can make fun of the question.
No. For the New Works Festival in particular, as Aaron alluded to, there definitely is a piece of myself in my script, which is Troop 415. This script follows an 8th grade girl named Coco who moves to the city of Oshkosh, Wisconsin, and joins her local Girl Scout troop in an effort to make friends. I am from Oshkosh, Wisconsin, and so this film is loosely based on my own awkward adolescence, at least spiritually, emotionally. But I was also really inspired by coming-of-age comedies of all kinds, whether that's Bo Burnham's 8th Grade, I think is phenomenal. Pen 15, I think is phenomenal. Just looking at works that are similar in spirit and then channeling them in my own way.
That's so amazing. From such a snowy background, such merriment
yes.
hath been wrought.
Oh yeah, listen. I'm glad to be in California now.
I was going to ask
the
you
snow.
that.
Love the snow. Don't get me wrong, but it's nice to be in a slightly warmer climate.
Yeah, California looks good on you.
Thanks.
Yeah, I think mine is pretty straightforward because it is a literal adaptation. Lysistrata is an old Greek comedy about the women of Athens. I'm so sorry if you already know the premise. But the women of Athens, they launch a sex strike to try to end the Greek-Trojan War. And
Someone had to.
Someone had
Thank
to.
God.
They figured, our soldier and politician husbands will put an end to the war if we stop getting them laid. And sure enough, it worked. And it's a pretty one-dimensional, easy comedy. I am really fascinated by that, especially given I don't think it would be all that one-dimensional, especially given our socio-political landscape. So I've been having a lot of fun being faithful to my source material until I can't anymore.
That's really cool.
And the Legend of the Rhino is loosely based off of the murder of my uncle. And I wanted to subvert like some expectations around like that type of violence that's kind of prominent in the media. And I wanted to put a literal rhino on stage. And also kind of shout out to like the rhinoceros and the theatrical traditions of absurdity and surrealism.
Yeah.
That's so interesting. Traditions of absurdity would be something to maybe tell our listeners a bit more about, but I almost think they would have to go and see your work, and then they would start to get a window into it, right?
Nice.
For sure.
Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing these really interesting and sort of more intimate details about your works that maybe I wouldn't have known right away just by witnessing them. Beyond some of your influences and sort of what is fueling your work this year, what are some more surprises we should expect? I know that there's this inclusion of new kinds of media into this festival, some of which were filmic. Is that correct?
Mine is a film script. Yeah, we have not created a film version of it, but it is a film script.
That's so interesting.
Yeah, it's very exciting.
My script features like actual songs and lyrics within the play, and then my director is really taking liberty on trying to create new ways on trying to present some of these like visuals within like the context and the world of this absurdist reality.
Yeah. That's so cool. Yeah, I have been having a lot of fun playing with. I have this chorus of real people. So like Tucker Carlson's a character, Gwyneth Paltrow is a character, Jane Fonda's a character. And I've been having fun kind of juxtaposing the super ridiculous, silly portrayals I have put on stage and then grabbing real audio of these real people and integrating them into the script. Unfortunately, in a reading context, we don't have all of the audio superpowers that we would have in a normal theater, but knowing that I get to experiment with that in a stage play is really, really cool.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. So, where can we find out more?
You can go to theater.ucr to find out more information where to get the tickets. They will be on Eventbrite. You will register there. And I think for the first, we will also have a live stream available. And Ava's play will be going up on June 7th at 7 p.m. Troop 415. My play will be going up June 8th on 7 p.m. Legend of the Rhino. And Carly's play will be finishing off the festival June 9th at 7 p.m. as well in the Studio Theater at UC Riverside.
And tickets are totally free and open to the public. So please come. Please invite all of your friends and family.
We also have an Instagram that will be posting a whole lot of information. I think it's
A.K.A.
Productions. Yes. AKA Productions normally was taken.
Yes. Somebody else apparently thought of that acronym already.
Now I have to check who I followed. Start seeing things that aren't theater related. But, oh great. So theater.ucr, it's this Eventbrite thing, and that's just to show who's coming, but you don't have to pay for those tickets.
Yes,
you do need to go get them, though, because you got to see these shows. And you got to see AKA Productions. This is amazing energy, and we're so honored to have you here in the station telling us all about the New Works Festival.
Thank you so much for having
thank you
us.
for
This has
having
been
us.
great.
Anything we should know as we close?
Keep an eye out. This is certainly not going to be the end of AKA Productions. We have big, huge plans, ambitions, even after this June. So if you want to be a fan or a collaborator or anything in between, come find us.
Yeah.
That's so cool. I'm glad to know that you have huge, tremendous plans.
Nice.
All right. Well, thank you so much for hanging out at 88.3 FM KUCR Riverside. Everyone go check out the New Works Festival.